And we are back. Pokemon Platinum, Hardcore Nuzlocke, only using Eeveelutions. The third attempt continues here. We've got 3 gym badges. We've only lost our Jolteon, and Barry is puppy guarding that 4th gym. So let's see what he's working with. The Staravia comes down, and if I'm not mistaken, this one has the Endeavor and Double Team cheese play. So it's really important that we one-shot that bird out of the sky. Vapor popping off right now. We pivot into his best friend, the Flareon. We take a critical hit, Razor Leaf, but the beauty of the Eeveelutions is their typings cover each other's weaknesses, which is just wonderful as we take down Barry's starter. The Weasel comes down looking for that super effective water type move, so we pivot into the grass type, leaves our starter here. Another quick attack comes down. We tank. No problem there. Drop back with the Razor Leaf and take down the little otter or weasel. Only one Pokemon left. It's going to be the fire type Ponyta. So what are we going to do? We're going to pivot into Umbra. We're actually going to completely fake out Barry, and instead of going into our Vaporeon, we're going to go into our Dark type and drop back with a Psychic. It does about half damage. We tank the Stomp up close and personal. It doesn't two-shot those. We have to go for a third. A critical hit comes down. We do dodge the flinch, getting a little bit cheesy there, but we take out Barry, no problem. And now it's time for Crasher Wake here. Water type gym number 4. Let's see if we can get half the gym badges for the Sinnoh region here. Gyarados comes down. For 3 Pokemon, I actually really like his team having the water flying, the water ground, and then just the base water type. Really clean team. And the strat going in for us is we're just going to get some sand attacks down on the Sea Leviathan. And as we did in the 3rd gym against Maylene, we're going to get that Leafeon in there and really try to use that Swords Dance, the synthesis available on that Leafeon. So it's a phenomenal Pokemon. It is grass type, so it's a little bit scary sometimes. Those flying, poison, fire, it's just very susceptible to a lot of attacks. However, the defense stat is kind of through the roof as well. So Leafeon is quickly growing on me. Vaporeon is usually my favorite evolution, but my goodness, I don't know. Leafeon's kind of flirting with the first place spot right now as the Floatzel comes down, answering with a critical hit Ice Fang, and does that freeze? It does not. The Oranberry for reprieve, but we return a critical with our own. Razor Leaf comes in, Quagsire to finish the party, leaves flirting with death, but that is our starter, and he sees us through to the end. Wake is defeated. All right, so we beat Galactic Cyrus right there with Cynthia's grandmother, where you get Surf, and then we make our way to the 6th gym here, where Barry is hiding on the bridge and takes us on. He has the Staraptor now with Intimidate, which is just beautiful. However, we open with the Vaporeon just like last time and completely one-shot one of the best bird Pokemon. Torterra comes down 4 times weak to Ice, so as long as you go first, this is going to be an easy time for ourselves here. Rapidash comes down, and Vaporeon is having his way as he hits all 3 of these Pokemon for super effective. Really good stuff here. What's going to be the 4th Pokemon? It is Heracross, so a little bit scary there with that ridiculous physical attack stat. The Brick Break comes down, and we were actually dead to a crit there, even though we're 2 levels up. That is insanity. Heracross is definitely not to be trifled with. We get Leafeon in there, who's much better at tanking those physical attacks, and we have the 4 times aerial ace lined up. Beautiful stuff. Good recovery as Floatzel comes down. I'm not sure if Barry's Floatzel has Ice Fang like Wake's, but we just tanked the Swift. However, Floatzel dodges our Razor Leaf. That 5% miss chance could be everything. However, we connect on the second one, take down the Big Otter. Barry's defeated once again, and let's go check in for that 6th gym. All right, Byron time here, 6th gym. He's got mainly Steel-type Pokemon, a pretty fun team, I will say. It is only 3 Pokemon, though, so not too much to worry about, as Flareon just completely deletes Magneton into the next dimension. Steelix comes down, and this one's a little bit interesting, because if Steelix lives, it responds with a Stab super effective Earthquake. However, as we just saw, Flareon could care less. Now, Bastiodon comes down and has Metal Burst, which is a combination of Reflect and not Light Screen, but it's Mirror Coat and Counter. So it takes the damage you do to him and flings it right back at you at 1.5 instead of 2 times damage. So if you do a ton of damage to the big fella, he can send it right back, and that's a little bit scary. So what we do is we get Leafeon in there, who gets some really nice Sword Stance down, and we're trying to dodge the Metal Burst. However, he sends it right back. Thankfully, we didn't do any more damage, and we tanked that no problem. So now we're going to want to rethink the strategy. I think the best thing to do is basically chip him down, or as you see here, get rid of that accuracy so he has a very small chance of getting away with it. Also, his physical defense is way higher than special, so really I think Vaporeon sniping with a stab super effective Surf is probably the play, but given her physical defense, it's just a little bit tipsy. So I'm just trying to keep everybody safe. We dropped the accuracy all the way down. Bastiodon's physical defense is all the way up. So I think this opens the door to Snipe with a Surf. If he does hold on, it's going to be scary. He does not. We get the 6th gym badge. I'm over here worrying, and the team's got it on lock. All right, it's time to take on Team Galactic in all of the lakes right here, right now. The good news is we haven't lost anybody since the Jolteon. The bad news is we haven't found any more Eevee encounters. So that's making it really tough with only a team of 4. If we don't get any more Pokemon by the time we take on Cyrus in the Distortion World, we are going to be in trouble as the Toxicroak comes down. Most likely looking for a stab fighting type move, and Toxicroak is not someone you want to swap in and out on, as she can do so much damage to whoever's coming in. So if it just goes for a neutral poison jab, there you go. In this case, it's super effective against the Leafeon, but imagine her going for poison jab to the Umbreon, we swap into the grass type and then get absolutely nuked, and now we're in an even worse spot. So look at that. Then we swap back to Umbreon and we get poisoned. So Toxicroak is definitely somebody we want, you know, to give a lot of respect to, and can definitely be very scary. So we're going to try to learn our lesson there as the Bronzer comes down and is more of just a party favor as the Rock Tomb is here. It's super effective, but absolutely tickles Flame the Flareon. We get a fadeaway crit. You'll love to see it, and Saturn is defeated. And that means Commander Mars is next on the menu. You get the repeat battle here. She still got her Per Ugly, but the Zubat has upgraded into the Golbat, and of course gets the signature Supersonic, and we are confused. And she was doubling down, going for the Toxic as well, but we get a nice Psychic in there, and we sidestep that Supersonic, leading to the first casualty on Mars' side. Umbra gets the level up as well. Another little Bronzer comes down. We got the Fan Attack. It is neutral damage. Doesn't do too much. The Gyro Ball returns a pitiful amount of damage as well, and there is the Confuse Ray. The status conditions can be the absolute worst if RNG has its way with you. The Gyro Ball comes down onto the Flareon that gets swapped in, and we drop that with a Flamethrower. Bronzer is no more, and now I do believe it is time for the Per Ugly. She looks impressed, absolutely. Gets a nice fake out into a beautiful slash, but we hold on with 47 HP, get a little bit back with the Shell Belt, and now we are going into our Brick Wall. Leaves our starter Leafeon. We tank that on the swap, no problem. We take another slash as Per Ugly is faster. We get a nice Razor Leaf down. The Citrus Berry, huge heal. Another slash comes down, and this is back and forth, back and forth. Another Razor Leaf is here. Do we risk the critical? But we still have 2 fully healthy options. The Per Ugly misses though. Beautiful stuff. The slash comes down. We tank that, no problem, and Umbreon completely finishes off Mars. We make our way through the snowy mountainside, no casualties, but again, no more first encounters, and Candace is here. She's got the ice types lined up, but we have the Flareon, and Flareon is ready to go. Unfortunately, Flareon's physical attack is way higher than his special, but given Flamethrower's amount of damage and it being super effective, I think we'll be okay. We get the level 45 upgrade in the middle of the fight. The Flamethrower comes down and the Pillow-Swine falls. The Abomasnow is here. It's going to tickle us with the Hailstorm, but that's not going to be too much of an issue as we absolutely one-shot the big Abomination himself. The Frostlass comes down and does have, I believe, 20% evasion in the hail on top of a double team, but Flareon said, bro, I've got a timeline. I got to get out of here, and Candace is defeated. And now it is time for that fight against Cyrus at the Galactic HQ. Things are going really well. We still only have that team of 4, which is definitely a concern, but the team of 4 is really banding together as a critical hit slash comes down. The Sneasel gets some good damage onto our Vaporeon, but we clear Cyrus's first Pokemon. The Crobat comes down very fast, very formidable. The Poison Fang is here. No poison though, thankfully. The Ice Beam comes down. We don't get the one-shot, which is unfortunate, but we can just swap in as Cyrus goes to heal here. No problem there. And the full restore comes down. Flareon looking for that nice Flamethrower. The Poison Fang is here. We dodge the poison again, which is really nice. And we get the burn, which is absolutely huge. Shell Bell on top. Love what I'm seeing here as another flamethrower comes down and Crobat gets absolutely fadeaway crit. So we get an upgrade on Flame as well, level 46. Again, Cyrus is ace at this point. The Haunch Crow is here, looking like an absolute stud muffin. If the flamethrower brings him to about 50% HP, the Drill Peck comes down, and Flareon's special defense is much better than physical, as 18 HP is all we have left on our Flareon. We got to get him to safety. We have the Umbreon we can swap into. Leafeon's going to be in a tough spot, though, as the Astonish comes down and does absolutely no damage, which is beautiful. We pivot to a return, which does no damage as well. The Citrus Berry is here. The Drill Peck does so much damage. What am I doing with my life? Its Fan Attack does no damage as well, and we take another Drill Peck, and we are absolutely screwed if he goes for Drill Peck again, because the Drill Peck will kill Vaporeon, the Drill Peck will kill Flareon, and honestly, Astonish will probably kill Flareon, and the Drill Peck will honestly probably kill Leaves as well. What have I done? What have I become? We're going to try to get a Sand Attack down as the Quick Claw pops. We get the Sand Attack down, trying to make somebody safer as a Nightshade comes through and does 46 damage, and we only had 44. Oh my gosh. So we had 4 Pokemon since Jolteon drops, and I just get into such a stupid situation, and it cost me Umbreon literally right before the Distortion World. What have I become? And unfortunately, there's a quick turnaround here with Saturn right after Cyrus in Galactic HQ, and he sends out his Golbat. He wants revenge after that last fight in the cavern here. The Confuse Ray comes down, confuses Vaporeon. We don't see through it, and we hurt ourselves. The Poison Fang is here. Thankfully, we dodge the poison, but we get hurt by Confusion again. The Air Cutter gets a crit on top, and we hit ourselves 3 times in Confusion, and this run is slipping through our fingers as we speak. The Poison Fang comes down. Thankfully, we dodge that poison. Another Poison Fang is here as we get outsped. The Flareon leans into a flamethrower, and this is not looking good as we do get a fadeaway crit. The Shell Bell for a little bit of reprieve, a little bit of breathing room as the Bronzer is here. Is it an offering to the new world? And yes, it is, as we get 2 fadeaway crits. Flareon is feeling himself. Flareon is avenging the Umbreon. The Poison Jab comes down, and it is stabbed, but thankfully not super effective. We hold on with 34 HP, and we get 3 fadeaway crits. Toxicroak, where are you at, brother? So after spending about 3 hours looking for another Eeveelution in any route, in any area, we end up with Barry back to back at the top of the Spear Pillar here. And we are about to take on Cyrus in the Distortion World, but first you got to take on Mars and Jupiter, and they're going back to back with their Skuntank and Pruggly and their other Pokemon on their team. But Vaporeon's really having his way as Barry keeps throwing out Pokemon. I keep surfing and hitting Barry's Pokemon, so he'll just send out a fresh one, and it actually worked out really good in this regard. But sometimes Barry will completely betray you and take you down. But right here, Floatzel actually used Aqua Jet to heal my Vaporeon, given it Water Absorb, which was really cool as the Otter goes down. But we get a nice Ice Beam onto the Golbat. The Skuntank is still chilling, gets a nice Night Slash onto Vaporeon, but we hold on. The Staraptor is here. The reinforcements have arrived. The Intimidate comes down, and now we only have 3 Pokemon left, and I don't know if it's even possible to beat Cyrus with the 3 that we have. Thankfully, Leafeon tanks that no problem. We're going to need some good RNG and some even better strategies moving forward. Mars and Jupiter are defeated, and now it is time to take on Cyrus. All right, so we ended up getting Staraptor for the HM Fly and Ampharos for Rock Climb, which is pretty silly. But anyways, we have 3 Eeveelutions. We got the Vaporeon, we got the Flareon, and we have our starter Leafeon. Cyrus's team is phenomenal. This fight is normally hard in a vanilla run, but especially so here. So I'm going to go for that Surf as the Thunder Fang gets a critical hit, and we flinch. Another Thunder Fang comes down, we drop back with a Surf, and we do clear the Houndoom, but that is one of the most atrocious starts I have seen. The Gyarados comes down, and honestly, all we really have left is going to be a Swords Dance Cheese against the rest of his team, and I don't even know if it's going to be enough since Leafeon probably can't outspeed. As we get slapped in the face with a nice Ice Fang, we get the Synthesis protecting our double Swords Dance here, and this is going to be tipsy. If we get frozen or crit, we are screwed. Thankfully, we dodge the crit there. We get the Citrus Berry for reprieve, kind of a baby Synthesis on top. We have 2 Swords Dance. We need 3. The Ice Fang comes down. We do dodge the freeze there one more time. One more Ice Fang, though. We drop to 41 HP. Get the Synthesis. We are max attack now, which is immaculate. And the Ice Fang gets a critical hit, but we do dodge the freeze. We are barely holding on. Leaves, knowing there's nothing left, and he's going to the wall, and we get frozen, and it doesn't matter. We are stuck. Another Ice Fang comes down, and it kills our starter. Leafeon falls. He was here for so long. We had so many memories together, and he is gone. He is dead. We pivot back into the Vaporeon. who gets absolutely destroyed by an earthquake. This Gyarados doesn't care, has no regard for human life or any Eevees for that matter. The earthquake comes down, almost one-shots the Flareon. We drop back with a Sand Attack, praying, hoping that we can clear the Flamethrower. Does not burn. It doesn't do anything as the waterfall drowns our Flareon, and that is our final Pokemon. And then we even have to sacrifice our HM users here, and we are just going to let Gyarados have his way. We wipe to Cyrus. The third attempt is over, and we're going to have to go back to the drawing board. Hopefully, we can just get more Eeveelution encounters. The randomizer can hopefully treat us right in that regard, and then we can protect them and keep them alive, but we wipe, and now it is on to the attempt number 4. But for this video, as always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.